Hello and welcome to class ninth, subject English, book Moments, chapter 7, The Last Leaf, part first. The writer of this chapter Last Leaf is O. Henry. William Sidney Porter, better known by his pen name O. Henry, was an American short story writer. Porter was born in Greensboro, North Carolina, and later moved to Texas in 1882. It was there that he met his wife, Athol Estates, with whom he had two children. William Sidney Porter was born on 11 September 1862, Greensboro, North Carolina in United States. O. Henry died on 5th June 1910 in New York, United States. Now, students, let's start the chapter by introduction. The Last Leaf. It is a story about hope and how a person creates hope in one's life. Last Leaf, the title of the story, signifies hope for living. Okay, students? The Last Leaf is a touching story of how a painter inspires a girl to live and in the process loses his life. In this chapter, students, there are 3 to 4 characters. Main characters are the three who are the painters. Okay, Johnsy, Sue, and Behrman. Johnsy is the character who is suffering from pneumonia. Pneumonia is an infection of lungs. Okay, students. So she was suffering from pneumonia, and she is having one friend with friend you can say, or roommate you can say, friend also. Her name is Sue. And on the ground floor, one person is also living there whose name is Behrman, who is also a painter. And as when he got to know that Johnsy is very serious and she is not having any hope to live or any feeling of living, she is just losing all the desires of living. So Behrman painted a masterpiece, that is the name of the chapter, The Last Leaf. So that last leaf is called as a masterpiece of Behrman. So this is the short summary what I have already told to you. Now let's read the chapter and understand it by line meaning. Sue and Johnsy, two young artists, shared a small flat. The flat was on the third story of an old house. So students, Sue and Johnsy were the girls who used to share their flats. Okay, and they were artists too. Both were artists, they were the painters. Okay, so they were sharing their flats. The flat was on the third story of the old house. Okay, so it was on the third floor. Johnsy fell very seriously in November. She had pneumonia. She would lie in her bed without moving, just gazing out of the window. Sue, her friend, became very worried. She sent for the doctor. Although he came every day, there was no change in Johnsy's condition. So Johnsy fell seriously ill in November. So when Johnsy was suffering from fever, suffering from pneumonia, as I have told you, so students, pneumonia is a type of disease in which the patient suffer from infection of lungs. Okay, so she was suffering from the infection of lungs, due to which she was lying on the bed, and she was not having that much energy so that she could move from that bed also. And she always used to gaze outside the window. Gazing out here means looking out of the window. Sue and her friend become very worried. Sue, the friend of Johnsy, was had become very worried about Johnsy, that what will happen if she will lose the hope of living. Okay, and Johnsy's condition was not getting good day by day, as per the doctor was coming on regular basis for the checkups, but she was not improving by his health. One day the doctor took Sue aside and asked her, "Is anything worrying Johnsy?" Means doctor was also very much worried that why the medicines were not working on Johnsy, and he just took Sue aside from Johnsy, so that she could not able to hear. Okay, so he took Sue aside and asked from Sue that is there any problem to Johnsy, or any worry, any tension is there in his mind of about which she is thinking regularly, or always, you can say. "No," replied Sue. "But why do you ask?" So the reply, the feedback of Sue was that no, it is not like that Johnsy is having any type of tension. But she again asked the question, as she was surprised that why a doctor is asking such type of questions. So Sue asked back that why he is asking such type of question. The doctor said, "Johnsy, it seems, has made up her mind that she is not going to get well. If she doesn't want to live, medicines will not help her." So doctor replied that I have asked this because Johnsy is not having any desire to live. Okay, she doesn't want to live. As she will not show her desire to live, then how could medicines will work on her health? Doctor clarified all these things to Sue. Sue tried her best to make Johnsy take an interest in things around her. Means for Johnsy, Sue is trying hard so that the interest of Johnsy could come back, and she loved to live, and Sue was she was trying very hard for making her lively. Okay, so she was doing different activities, or talking a lot about clothes or fashion. She talked about clothes and fashion, but Johnsy did not respond. Johnsy continued to lie still on her bed. Sue brought her drawing board into Johnsy's room and started painting. To take Johnsy's mind off her illness, she whistled while working. So what happened, Sue was trying very hard to take the interest of Johnsy as being lively, but it was useless because Johnsy was not responding a little bit also. She was just still lying on her bed, not responding anything. For taking interest or getting interest of Johnsy, Sue had taken a painting board. You must have seen, students, of which we also call canvas. Okay, so Johnsy took the canvas to that room, and when she was painting one picture, at that time she was whistling so that she attract the Johnsy's interest. Suddenly Sue heard Johnsy whisper something. She quickly rushed to the bed and heard Johnsy's counting backwards. She was looking out of the window and was saying 12. After some time she whispered 11, then 10, then 9, 8, 7. Sue anxiously looked out of the window. She saw an old Evie creeper climbing halfway up the brick wall opposite their window. In the strong wind outside, the creeper was shedding its leaves. So what happened? Suddenly what happened that Sue heard Johnson's whispers something like Johnson was trying to say something in low sound or low voice. Okay. So after hearing that, Sue just ran towards Johnson and for listening that what she is telling. So she quickly rushed to Johnson and tried to hear what she is saying. She was looking out. She here is Johnsy. Johnsy was looking out of the window and saying the counting, the opposite counting 12, 11, like this 10, 9, 8, 7. So Sue was very anxious to know about that what she is watching outside the window and just counting the opposite counting. Sue saw outside the window that there is a creeper plant. There is a creeper, Evie creeper, which is climbing halfway up the brick wall. So here you can see, students, here one creeper is there outside the window which is climbing on the wall. Okay, so this is the creeper plant which is shedding its leaves one by one. So what the leaves were left on that creeper plant was counted by Johnsy in opposite way. Okay, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, like this. So by watching this, Sue was very anxious, like why she is doing like this. What is it, dear? Sue asked. So in her anxious, Sue asked that what are you doing? Why are you counting the leaves on the creeper? Sue asked her what the matter was. 6, whispered Johnsy. They are falling faster now. 3 days ago, there were almost 100 leaves. There are only 5 left now. It is autumn, said Sue, and the leaves will fall. So, when Sue asked that what is the matter, why she is opposite counting, why she is doing opposite counting of that leaves. So, Johnsy replied that in whispering sound and low sound that now it is 6, means 6 leaves were there on the creeper plant, Evie creeper. They are falling faster now. So she is saying that, Johnsy is saying that the leaves of that creeper plant were falling very fast because 3 days before it was almost 100 leaves on that creeper plant. But now it is only 5 left on that creeper. So, Sue clarified the thinking of Johnsy that it is autumn season and autumn season is for shedding the leaves only. Okay, so because of the season, that creeper is shedding its leaf. When the last leaf falls, I will die, said Johnsy with finality. I have known this for the last 3 days. So Johnsy replied. Johnsy is just whispering his thinking or what she is thinking. She is just telling all the things to Sue. That I am just noticing that these are the Johnsy's words, that she is just noticing that that creeper plant is like her life, and day by day as the rainy season it was or the storm was there, so that creeper plant was shedding its leaves. So 3 days before it was having 100 of leaves and now it is just 5 leaves on it. So she was noticing from 3 days to creeper plant. Johnsy was just noticing it from 3 days. Oh, that's nonsense, replied Sue. What have old Evie leaves to do with your getting well? The doctor is confident that you will get better. So Sue was she was shocked that such type of thinking Johnsy is having, and she just said that what nonsense, what a meaningless thing, Johnsy, are you thinking? Like old EV leaves, what is they have to do with your getting well, means coming back healthy. Okay, like what is it have to do with your health? The doctor is very confident. Sue is telling to Johnsy that the doctor is very confident about the health of yours, that he was saying that you will get well very soon. Johnsy did not say anything. Like she refused. She had listened to Sue's words or statements, but she didn't reply to her. Sue went and brought her a bowl of soup. I don't want any soup, said Johnsy. I am not hungry. Now there are only 4 leaves left. I want to see the last one fall before it gets dark. Then I will sleep forever. So, after saying this, as Johnsy didn't reply to Sue that what she is talking about or why she is talking about, and doctor is very confident about the health of the Johnsy. So Johnsy didn't reply to Sue. Then Sue went to brought a bowl of soup because she was little bit fear of the Johnsy's thought. Okay, so she had got soup for her, but Johnsy refused that soup to drink or to have. She just replied that she is not hungry and she doesn't want to have that soup, and she was again counting the leaves on that creeper, that only now 4 leaves were left, and they will also soon just fall, and then what will happen, she will sleep forever, means she will get die. Sue sat on Johnsy's bed, kissed her, and said, "You are not going to die. I can't draw the curtain for I need the light. I want to finish the painting and get some money for us. Please, my dear friend," she begged Johnsy, "promise not to look out of the window while I paint." So students, both the girls were living in that flat, and they have some expenses too. Okay, so for that she has to paint and earn something. So as she need light for painting, for doing painting, so she requested to Johnsy, that please not to look outside, because she can't close the curtains or she can't draw the curtains off, because she had to paint for getting some money or for earning some money. She begged Johnsy not to look out. "All right," said Johnsy, means she agreed with the Sue's decision that she will not see outside. "Finish your painting soon, for I want to see the last leaf fall. I am tired of waiting. I have to die, so let me go away peacefully like one of those poor third leaves. One of those poor tired leaves." So, as Sue asked Johnsy that not to look outside the window as she was making the painting, so Johnsy was agreed with her decision that she will not see, but she requested too that Sue also do her painting fast, so that Johnsy would able to see outside the window how the last leaf will fall. Okay, as the third leaf, as those other tired leaves had fall, like that only these leaves which were left on that creeper plant, 4 leaves, will fall. Okay, so try to sleep, said Sue. I have to paint an old miner. I will call Behrman up to be my model. So the conversation goes on. Sue said to Johnsy that you just sleep for a minute, just you sleep, and I am going to Behrman because I need a paint. She want to do the paint of an old miner. So for just having a model, she want to go to Behrman for being the model of a painting. Sue rushed down. Behrman lived on the ground floor. Sue just rushed down. She moves fast to Behrman for asking him to become the model of her painting. He was a 60-year-old painter. His lifelong dream was to paint a masterpiece, but that had remained a dream. Sue poured out her worries to Behrman. She told him how Chauncey was convinced that she would die when the last leaf fell. Then in this paragraph, introduction of Behrman is done, students, that he was of 60 years old, and he was painted too, and his only dream in his life was that he paint a masterpiece which is not yet filled and remained a dream. Sue poured out her worries to Behrman. Poured out means that she tells all the worries, all the tension to Behrman, that what the problem she is suffering from. She told him how Chauncey was convinced that she would die when the last leaf fell. She also tells the condition of Chauncey, that she is convinced by that leaf that other creeper leaves were falling, and like that only she will also die with the last leaf when it will fall. Then Behrman replied, "Is she stupid?" asked Behrman. "How can she be so foolish?" So Behrman was also shocked by the nature, by the behavior of Chauncey, that how she could think about it as in autumn season the leaves fall, like that only that creeper plant was also shedding its leaf. Then how Chauncey could compare that last leaf with his lifeline? "She is running a high temperature," complained Sue. "She refuses to eat or drink, and that worries me a lot." Then Sue tells the condition of Chauncey, that she is having high temperature. High temperature means she is suffering from high temperature fever. Okay, and then she also said that Chauncey was not eating anything, and she because of that Sue is worried that what will happen, what the Chauncey is thinking will become true. Okay, because she is not eating something, she is not drinking too, and suffering from high temperature and pneumonia. So what will be its effect if she will not have any type of diet? "I will come with you and see Chauncey," Behrman said. Then Behrman asked Sue that he will come to see Chauncey. They tiptoed into the room. Chauncey was sleeping. Sue drew the curtains together and they went to the next room. Tiptoed here means, students, that they moved with the very slow feet, you can say, without making any type of noise, like that moment. They moved to the Chauncey's room, so that as the Chauncey was sleeping, so she didn't get disturbed. Okay, so in very slow manner they moved to the room of Chauncey. Sue drew the curtains and together and they went to the next room. Then Sue just closed the curtains of that room in which Chauncey was sleeping. She peeped out through the window. She peeped means, in Hindi, peeped means jhankna. Okay, so she just looked out of the window and there was only one leaf on the creeper. It was raining heavily and the icy cold wind was blowing. It seemed as though the leaf would fall any minute now. Behrman did not say a word. He went back to his room. Chauncey woke up next morning. In a feeble voice, she asked Sue to draw the curtains. Sue was nervous. She drew back the curtains very reluctantly. Then what happened? When Behrman had gone to Chauncey's room, he had seen the creeper plant and Chauncey too, and after watching all those things, they have just closed the curtains and moved from that room. And that creeper plant was containing only one leaf now, and that day was little bit stormy and having heavy rain, and icy wind was blowing. It seemed as if though the leaf would fall any minute now, means because of the stormy weather they were not having belief that the last leaf will also be safe, so that they were just thinking that last leaf will fall in on that day only because it was the stormy weather. Behman did not say a word. Like the situation was so critical that he didn't say any word. He went back to his room and he again went to his ground floor only. Johnsy woke up the next morning. In the next morning, as usual, Johnsy woke up and in a feeble voice means ladkhadati hui आवाज. Okay, so in fluttering voice, she asks you to draw the curtains. Means hatana. Curtains ko hatana. So remove the curtains or making a side to them, and she was very nervous. She was nervous because she was having the fear that the last leaf will fall and Johnsy will also get died, as she was not having any hope to live or any desire of living. She drew back the curtains reluctantly. Reluctant here means jhijakna, when you are not confirmed about your decision. So I hope students you must have understood the chapter. This is the half part of it, and if any problem is there, you can go through the comment box and ask your doubts to me from me. Thank you very much.